Hi, I'm Kira. I'm an advocate from the Crisis Center. Did anyone tell you to expect me?
I'm not really sure what they told me. My name is Eric. My brain's a little fuzzy and I'm not really entirely sure what I'm supposed to be thinking.
That's okay. Our brains and bodies do some strange things when we experience trauma. Some people say they feel kind of odd or out of it. May I come in?
Yeah.
Thank you. Like I said, my name is Kira. I use she, her pronouns. How would you like me to address you, Eric?
I use he and him.
Okay. So when anyone shows up at this hospital and tells the triage nurse that they've been sexually assaulted, a call goes out to my center, and I was on call tonight. So I'm here to offer support, answer questions you have.
Questions? Yeah. Yeah, I've got a lot of those, I guess.
Okay, so first of all, let me say I'm so sorry for what happened to you, okay? And I want you to know that this information is confidential. I will be starting a file, but it'll only be seen by the Crisis Center. If you want to see what I write down, you can do that also. But I'll show you everything. But that can wait. Let's start with your first question.
Can you stay for it? I don't really have a good experience with doctors and nurses. And do you think they're gonna call the police?
I can stay with you for any part of this that you want me to.
Okay.
It's entirely up to you. Have you decided if you want to get the medical forensic exam done?
I debated about it, but I think I want to do it.
Okay, if while the nurse is doing the kit, you want me to step outside, I can do that. And I can come back in when you're done, or I can stay. It's completely, entirely up to you. I'm here to support you in any way that I can, okay? Now, about the police, the decision to report is up to you. If you do want to report, the hospital will call the police, and they will come here and they will start an investigation. If you don't want to report to the police right now, we will still do the exam. It's done free of charge. And evidence from the exam will be collected and stored confidentially. If you do decide later to report to the police, the kit will be released and we will start an investigation. Otherwise, the kit will be stored in evidence and sealed. I can be present during the interviews as well. I can't talk or answer anything, but I am here for support.
I just feel so uncomfortable not knowing what they're gonna do. I really do want you to stay.
Would it help if I told you a little bit about the kit and the examination itself?
Yes, please.
Okay, well, what is important to know is that you can change your mind at any time or stop it at any point. Or you can have the exam done just to make sure that you're physically okay. And they'll talk to you at some point about prophylaxis for HIV and sexually transmitted infections, or what is called STIs. For survivors with biologically female body parts, we will also talk about Plan B or pregnancy prophylaxis.
I didn't even think of that. I don't know if you used a condom, HIV. Do you think I could be pregnant?
It sounds like pregnancy is also a concern for you.
Yeah, I haven't been on birth control in years, and like this is done, but the rest is all not.
Thank you for telling me. I know it's not easy to open up for a stranger, but I am glad to know. It also affects how they're going to conduct the exam and the options you have as far as like Plan B and pregnancy.
I definitely want everything they can give me in triplicate. I think I want to get the exam done. I want to nail him to the wall, and I want to have to worry about it. Do you think that they're going to believe me?
Just about every survivor I have ever worked with has been concerned about being believed. It's a totally common reaction, especially for trans people. It's a concern, even more so for trans folks, I think. Not ever knowing who will be in their corner or if you'll treat the person that's in front of you.
Okay. People mostly just get uncomfortable and weird.
Is Eric your name legally? Have you had your gender markers changed?
No. I lost my job when I transitioned. Most of my friends let's just say my family is, uncomfortable or non-existent.
I'm sorry to hear that. It sounds painful. The issues you've had with medical people, what does that look like for you?
Everybody just kind of seems on edge. They treat me, they don't know how to treat my body. Mm-hmm. So they just kind of treat me with disdain, and they don't use what I ask them to use.
That's why I asked if your name had been legally changed to Eric. Hospital protocol is to use the name that's on your driver's license. So you can tell them your preferred name and gender pronouns.
Yeah, I do. And I ask them to use it, and then they just keep calling me Charlotte or Miss Andrew. They ignore me. Do you think you could stay, and maybe if we both told them, that might be different?
Yes. I will be here throughout the entire process. And after today, you will have access to many different kinds of advocates. And there will be some people that will be more knowledgeable than me, a legal advocate. So you might meet more than me. You won't be alone in this. And at our center, we support all victims of sexual assault, period. Do you want me to tell you more about the kit?
Yes, please.
Okay, well, it's important to know that the kits were originally made for cis women's bodies. They've made a lot of changes, but more are needed to accommodate many genders. Once the kit is open, the nurse is going to have to stay with it until it's resealed and officially stored to maintain the chain of custody. There is some paperwork at the beginning, and they're going to ask you what happened during the assault. What they really need to know is where to look on your body to look for evidence. They'll take your clothes off item by item. You're going to stand on paper, and it's going to catch anything that falls or maybe loose. They'll give you a gown, and they're going to swab the inside of your cheek. It's called a buccal swab. So they'll get a sample of your DNA, also a mouth swab of the person that assaulted you, in case that they force their genitals into your mouth or you put your mouth on their genitals. Especially if the assaulter had a penis and ejaculated. A lot of the parts of the kit are going to be used based on what you said happened. One part of the exam involves swabs in the genital area. Now, I want to be sensitive about the terminology that you use for your body. What is the terms that you usually use for that area of your body?
I really try to forget that it's there. I guess you can just call it a vagina.
Okay, so what they're going to do is going to be an internal exam, a vaginal exam. They'll take some swabs and they're going to open you up like a pap smear, okay? And if they licked or penetrated you anally, there's going to be an anal swab. Also, they're going to ask if you remember if you were bitten, if you got hit, if you were choked. They can also look for signs on your body that will match and be consistent with how you told them that you were assaulted. If you drank alcohol or used any substances, they're going to ask you for a urine and blood sample. The test is only to see if you had enough in your system to see if you were able to give consent as part of the investigation.
That's a lot of stuff. I don't really remember what happened first, and then what happened, and then what happened next. And
that's a really common thing for survivors, and that's totally fine. You just tell them what you can remember. It's their job to be thorough.
Okay. I just really want to get this over with.
Hello, I'm Wendy, and I'm the sexual assault nurse examiner, or as we call it, SANE nurse for short, on call today. Okay. Ms. Andrews, so I understand you were sexually assaulted tonight? Oh, just a moment. I'm so sorry. I think the computers was messed up or something.
No, you're in the right room. I was sexually assaulted earlier tonight. I actually go by Eric, but my name is still Charlotte Andrews.
Well, it doesn't say anything about that. Everything will still have to be charted as...
I know that you have to chart in my legal name, but I'm trained, and I'd appreciate it if you call me Eric.
Well, I'm not sure if I can.
Eric has stated that he understands that all documentation needs to be done in his legal name, and let's go forward using male pronouns and refer to him as Eric.
Okay, but if I make a mistake,
It's okay. I'll just correct you and we'll go from there.
Okay. All right, Eric, I'm sorry. Let's get started.